Hello, my name is Grayson Mulligan, and then for my assignment, I chose to befriend the philosopher William James, or better known as the father of American philosophy. William James was originally born in New York in 1842, and his family moved between America and Europe really often because his father inherited a lot of money, and this let his family live a very comfortable life. And this allowed James. Originally, James did not want to become a philosopher. He actually wanted to be a painter. And then at the age of 18, James and his family actually moved to Newport, Rhode Island, to be taught by the leading portrait artist at the time, William Morris Hunt. James actually quit in less than a year trying to be a painter because it was not like he was bad. He was a very skilled painter, and put a picture of his painting. But he's decided that putting out good works is not enough for him because James, he had a quest to achieve excellence. And he wanted to put out transformative works that he had to fill his passion for intellect. Like, he wanted to change people. And then at 19, James actually had a short 3-month enlistment in the military during the American Civil War. He had to leave due to his health, but then he enrolled, and after he left, he enrolled at Harvard, and he partook in a scientific expedition while there. I don't really know what happened there. I don't know if anything important happened there, but this picture is tough, so I'm going to put it in here. And then he graduated with his medical degree from Harvard at 27. But then, after graduating, he didn't know what to do with his life. He started to doubt human freedom, and he had one visit to an asylum that was very life-changing to him. He saw patients, and his idea of human freedom really went down. And then he even considered suicide. But then after reading a book by Charles Renouvier, James committed to believing in free will, despite the lack of evidence, just so he could continue living. And then after that, one of his old professors from Harvard asked him to teach physiology. And then as James continued to teach at Harvard, he began teaching anatomy, psychology, and philosophy. And then throughout that, he found his calling and began publishing his works as a philosopher, and ultimately became the father of American philosophy. William James's ideas were very shaped by his time. Like I stated previously, he served in the American Civil War. So one of his ideas, pragmatism, is very influenced by American culture. Is this practical? Is this giving me value for my money? Which you'll understand once I get deeper into this. And then his idea of stream of thoughts and consciousness as a whole really was very influenced by the Darwinian, because this is when evolution became a larger thing. So his ideas were shaped by stream of thought and consciousness as an evolved thing to give humans advantages. William James' main ideas that I read about were habits, stream of thought, and pragmatism. And I'll say a stream of thought. It's a pretty interesting idea. It says that your thoughts are not individual thoughts, but all of your thoughts are one long stream of consciousness, and just what you perceive changes what you are thinking about. And then on top of that, he thinks habits, that is something you do repeatedly, and that is something as you do it, if you make it a habit, you have a less mental strain when you do it again, which I think is really interesting. That makes sense. And then I would say pragmatism. That's saying, is the idea, it has value if it's practical. So if the idea, say it's great in theory, but then you put it into practice and it doesn't work out, then it's just not pragmatistic. I think that's the word. So I think that's also a great thing, because I feel like there's a lot of theories out there in philosophy that are great in theory. You put into practice, it just doesn't really pan out. So pragmatism really really puts those into place. I enjoyed reading William James' writings. because he's like a psychologist, philosopher, because of his background in psychology at Harvard. And I think psychology, philosophy is like really good because I think it's practical. William James' ideas are definitely still applicable in the 21st century. I think pragmatism, no matter the time, would definitely still be relevant, because if something works and it's practical, then how does it not have value? And then personally, I really like his stream of thought idea and habits, because if habits shape your stream of thought, and as you build a habit, it becomes easier to do mentally, then you have to be really careful what you make habits, because like those things will get in your brain and your stream of thought, and those really mess you up.